All right, superfan alert letdown. Alexis is a superfan of the person we get to interview in this interview.
I'm a gladiator.
Yes, we're talking about Bellamy Young from ABC's Scandal. Although I quickly became a fan after talking with her. She's also trying to help in the fight against lung cancer. She joined us along with an oncologist, Dr. Suman Rao, to talk about biomarker testing for lung cancer. I need to make sure we leave a little time to talk Scandal, but I know something that, as passionate as you are about the show, I know you're much more passionate about educating folks about lung cancer. So I know you're alongside leading oncologist Dr. Suman Rao this morning to talk about biomarker testing. And I want to ask what that is momentarily. But first, I want to ask, this is very personal to you, Bellamy. Tell us why.
I lost my dad to lung cancer in 1985, and, you know, 30 years ago, a lung cancer diagnosis was such a death sentence and was such a ravaging course of treatment and debilitating chemo process, and he was the first person I lost, and it really devastated me, obviously. But I am so proud now to have partnered with Merck and 6 wonderful lung cancer advocacy groups and Dr. Rao to talk about the campaign and specifically the website testtalktakeaction.com, because so many advances have been made in the treatment of lung cancer in our very recent past, particularly in the field of biomarker testing. And, you know, every cancer is different, and the biomarkers are little clues on the cancer that tell your doctor exactly what kind of cancer you have so that they can tailor a course of treatment exactly for you. And on the website, testtalktakeaction.com, folks can learn more about biomarkers, what they are and how they work. And they also can print out a page that will facilitate a conversation with the doctor, because that time in the doctor's office when you're getting this information and this diagnosis is so terrifying. There's no way to think clearly, so you want to have your questions prepared, and there's a place to write the answers so you can review that information later with a clear head and a clear heart. And also on the website, folks will find information on our 6 lung cancer advocacy group partners, because I know when we were going through it, my family and I felt so alone and so afraid, and I never ever want anybody to feel like that. So whether it be a real flesh and blood support group or a 24-hour online community, someone is there for you. Someone wants to help you with their know-how and their support and their love, and we just want you to get the best treatment possible.
I love the passion with which you talk about this. Well, we have Dr. Rao here. People say testing and people get kind of scared and squeamish. Biomarker testing, easy to do, Dr. Rao?
So biomarker testing is done on cancer tissue that has already been collected. So it's not something that the patient has to do separately. So that does help. Biomarkers are little substances that are found on cancer cells. And usually what we do is we test the tissue that's already in the pathology lab from the biopsy. And so that is sent out. The important thing to know is that you make sure that you do get that testing. So you speak with your physician about that testing, and that's where this website comes in, the testtalktakeaction.com. And if you go to that website, the patients can actually download the information. They can take it to their physician. There's a guide on how to talk about this. So, you know, if the patients do have a biomarker that is diagnosed, that is determined, then treatment can be much more personalized for the patient.
Ladies,
so that's where it helps.
We are pressed for time. We thank you for your explanations. Test, talk, take action. And Bellamy, we'll have to talk Scandal in January, all right?
Jennifer, I love it. We'll see you January 19th.
Thanks so much, ladies. Have a good one.
Have a great one.
Thank you.
She's so filled with passion.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons.
Very
but
sincere.
She articulates it so well.
Yeah, and very useful information. And it's how things have changed. You know, what you heard her say, you know, years ago, back then, it was just a death sentence, but it doesn't have to be.
So Scandal, yes, comes back in January.
Yeah,
We'll
white hats on, gladiators.
I wish I knew what that meant.
We got to catch up. We got to catch you up.
I know. I need some free time to be able to do that.
It's tough. There's a lot of good shows out.